nice article in the Managing Madrid blog. Wonderful lads that do a great job there. And worth reading about that man there. Karim Benzema needs to rest, and the numbers reveal why.
Times ended up almost looking like a 6-3-1. Some very good writing about that on the Managing Madrid website. First-rate podcast as well. Of course, Fede Valverde was a huge part of the equation.
Hello and welcome to the Managing Madrid Podcast. We are recording this shortly after Real Madrid get the job done at Ceramica. It's 2-0, a victory, 2 goals in the second half by the Pichichi, Kiyan Mbappe. Professional performance. Wouldn't say we, lit the world on fire or set a blaze to the Ceramica, but got the job done. I thought we were professional, composed, some good game management in the second half for the third game in a row. And we got stuff to talk about. Leah Revelle, how are you?
Doing better now.
I am not 100% sure, but I think this might be the first time we've spoken since Arbeloa. That can't be true, is it?
No.
I think we did the Copa del Rey. No, you weren't there. No. Neither of us know the answer to this. I don't know. It's been a lot happening. I thought, just to bring everyone up to speed, the Levante game was the booing game. Second half adjustments were excellent. We got the job done. Monaco game was Monaco game. I mean, I think we were all happy with that performance overall. Skeptics would rightfully say it's Monaco. They suck. They stink. Yep, they do. So then a lot of people had circled this one as the test. Villarreal, despite being horrendous in the Champions League, are a strong team in La Liga this season. They actually circled this one themselves because they rested all their best players midweek in the Champions League game to focus on this one, which of course they should because they're out of the Champions League and this is a big consequential game for them. So they brought out their best players, and Real Madrid made just one change from that Monaco game, which was Carreras comes in for the suspended Tchouaméni. Carreras takes Camavinga's left back role. Camavinga goes to the single pivot, and everything else stays the same. Walk me through it, Leah. I'd love to know where you want to start with this.
Well, I think you're right. Today was a test. I think everyone was kind of like on edge to see how today would go, especially after Monaco, because Levante and Monaco, although we won against Levante, I feel like it was still kind of like a performance that we had seen before. Whereas then Monaco, we turned up and were a completely different side. I think that we were kind of in between the two matches. I wasn't blown away like I was against Monaco, but also Monaco. Okay, fine. But I do see some repercussions of the confidence that they had, repercussions in a good way, of the confidence that they had against Monaco. There was more organization. And I think overall, ultimately we came into this match to get 3 points. This was a big contender to go back to the top of the table, and job well done.
I pretty much just think that this was a very good performance that, again, just to reiterate, was not, flawless, nor was it necessarily dominant, but it was strong and professional. Just go back to saying that. I thought it was a good, solid showing. We deserved to win this game. I thought we had control of it for the most part. I think the first half, we started off a little bit sluggish. I think the Villarreal went to a man-to-man high press. They forced Courtois into long balls. Vinicius was suffocated every time he got the ball. I thought we kind of grew into in the last 5-10 minutes of that first half. And the second half, we didn't make subs at halftime, but I thought it was just a very clear, more aggressive approach. We started to counter press a bit more. And between Goulet and Bellingham and Camavinga, we controlled that game and we took care of the ball. And the passing was very neat and tidy. Jude was excellent. I thought Goulet was excellent. I think Camavinga had a better second half, but he still did have one where he coughed up possession deep, and he had 2 overall. Camavinga is one of those players, Leah, who is just press resistant from a left back position, but not from a DM position. And that's one of his Achilles heels. Like him and like Asensio's another one. Asensio, phenomenal ball progression from the center back position today. You put him to right back position, he can't. But overall, I think second half we were more aggressive. We kept care of the ball. Midfield was very, very composed. And the few breaks that Villarreal had, our transition defense was good. Courtois quick off his line. Alvaro Carreras, what a second half. His defensive reads throughout were phenomenal. What a signing he's been. So it was strong from everyone, I would say.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think with Camavinga in that role specifically, as a single pivot, I feel like he's much more vulnerable. He could be like Fede, where maybe their better position is a wingback. More Camavinga than Fede, obviously. Howson as well, I think, had a really good game after several very poor performances. I think that he redeemed himself a little bit today.
He was good last game too against Monaco. This one, the Monaco game, was a little bit better. I thought about you a lot in this game because it takes a lot to get under my skin. A lot, like really, not much bothers me. But listening to Stuart Robson really, really
unbelievable.
I feel like he's sitting next to me with a knife, just twisting it into my intestines and organs, and just laughing at me. I thought about because Howson had a beautiful, beautiful tackle in the second half. And Stuart Robson was like, he got lucky there, studs in. I'm like, what is going on? Like, and just like over and over again, just misanalyzing every single play so confidently too. He's so confident in his analysis, and it's just
I know. This is what I'm saying. In the first half too, with Vinicius, double down, like rightfully so. Vinicius got upset because the ball went out on a Villarreal player, and he was protesting for the throw in. Okay, whatever. Like he moved on. He just like got mad.
That was in the first half. I actually didn't even understand. I just because there was nothing shown on our screens that Vinicius did anything wrong there. And I'm like, and I know for a fact he's not in the stadium. He's in the studio.
I'm like,
so what do you know that we don't know that Vinicius did something off the camera? What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. And then at the end of the half, he doubled down. He said like, whatever he said, convincing performance, blah, blah, blah. Vinicius needs to blah, blah. Like, double down. It's crazy. I can't stand him.
Rob Palmer, we love you so much. This is not directed at you. You just gotta take Stuart aside and be like, hey, man.
McManaman, too, while you're at it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Mastantuono.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah. Big talking point to me. I just watching the whole Mastantuono experience is like, I feel like I'm on acid. I'm just tripping because it's so. I have more notes on him. To be clear, I have no idea what it feels like to be on acid. I have more notes on him than anybody else in this game. I think Vinicius was the other one I took a lot of notes on. Goulet, Mbappe, Jude. But Mastantuono is just like every play is in your face. He's there. Yeah. A lot went through the right in the first half, especially. I have to look at the stats and like where our attacking zones were. But I felt like it was more through him in the first half than it was through Vinny. And I think like it's kind of weird, Leah, and you watched him more at River Plate than I did. And I know obviously Diego did a lot, but I actually be curious to know, like, from you and Diego, like, is this a similar experience that what he was at River Plate? Is it the kind of the same vibes? With Real Madrid, is like he's very proactive. He's an instigator. His line breaking seems a little bit clumsy, and like sometimes when he gets through, it's just because he got a lucky bounce. It just stays at his feet. He could be a little bit quicker, but he also just has been making really good decisions this game and the game before. And man, his hustle is absolutely relentless.
Yeah.
It's just, again, this is why I bring up the Di Maria comp, not because they're exactly alike, but because with Di Maria, Di Maria had somehow like 5 lungs in this chamber. Yeah. Like he would never run out of oxygen. He would like replace a lung like midway. and Mastantuono does that. Like
Mhm.
I love players who, like, if you're an opponent, you just look at him and be like, oh man, not this guy again, man. Just give me a break. Like I love having players like that in my team. That's why I from the beginning I've always liked Mastantuono. I understand he's not perfect offensively, but people who work that hard, man, they just get extra points for me.
I have a few things to say. Number one, I feel like I'd love all the Mastantuono haters to come forward because this dude's like 18. It's his first time playing.
Who hates an 18-year-old? I don't understand.
Right? And he's just 18. And also, this is his like first big break, his first call up to like top 5 leagues from literally Argentina. And this dude balling out. Like, this is what happens when you get good management and minutes to just like grow into your role. I also have to say he's a CM by trade. Right wing is like a newish kind of role to him. He adopted that role at River before his move. And then on top of that, I'd love to also say that it's refreshing to see things going through the right, because the last several years we've been kind of like desperate for like some kind of presence on the right-hand side. And every heat map that we've ever looked at, plays go through like 95% Vinny, which honestly adds more balance, gives Vinny a little bit of a break to like catch his breath and like regain his momentum. And also, I just want to throw it out there. If Fede Valverde decides to somehow, some way convert to a right back, that entire right side, first of all, would be like the team of 17 lungs between the two of them, but also like a relentless attack on both sides with Carreras and Vinny, and then Fede and Mastantuono. So I think, especially if we're going to be playing like a pressing game, if we're like adapting slightly to press more and defend more, they're the perfect people, I think, to be able to do that. It's just about, yeah. Anyway,
it's funny that you just mentioned the fact that Mastantuono is a CM by trade. It's just like we have so many players in that right wing / right CM hybrid role. Or if you count them all, between Nico Paz and Arda and Mastantuono. I was going to say Jude, but Jude's not a right wing, but he's an attacking midfielder CM role. Anyways, like someone has to occupy that spot. And we just have so many of those hybrid, non-traditional right wingers on that side. I'm really curious to see what happens with Nico Paz. It's a discussion we will bring forward, though, not for tonight. On that note, Bellingham, it's pretty clear now that the last few games of Xabi Alonso and now all the games with Arbeloa, he's playing as a midfielder. So we've now collectively come to this conclusion that he's a midfielder. It's no longer Bellingham plus, 2 attackers, or like he's not taking that hybrid role anymore. He's not playing as a 10. He's playing as an 8, which is an interesting place to land. And I kind of am curious, although I'm, admittedly skeptical about how it will function in bigger games. But the Bellingham Goulet dynamic, I'd be curious to just what it will look like with more reps, with both as a double 8. I mentioned this to Lucas on the mailbag yesterday, that like I feel like the next 4 months are quite pivotal in deciding the direction of the team in the next 2 years or so. I know that sounds dramatic, but what happens in the next 4 months determines whether Arbeloa stays or he's a stepping stone. And also just if he stays versus if he goes, that changes the complexion of things. And also, how does this work? Does the team win a major trophy playing with this midfield with Arda and Jude together? Is this something that they can build on? I'm very curious. It's just a very, very kind of interesting next 4 months to finish the season.
Yeah, totally. And then also there's people I'm sure that inevitably will leave, Carvajal probably being one of them. But I think he, at this point, is probably like last in the pecking order between Fede and Trent when he comes back. But I think some major moves will be made if we don't win a major trophy this year, which actually I'm feeling much more confident in now. I feel like it's just kind of like written in the stars.
You're drinking the Kool-Aid?
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm down for the delusion because I don't know. I feel like it's just one of those things that we do. We have a shit start to the season. We're top of the table again in La Liga.
Oh, I'm 100% drinking the Kool-Aid.
Aren't we all every year?
I mean, this is just the nature of being a Real Madrid fan. There's no in between. You're either drinking the Kool-Aid of delusion, or you need to sell everyone and fire everyone.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Vinicius tonight?
I actually think he had a good game. I think a lot of people are way too hard on him. I don't think he had the game that he had against Monaco. I think his pairing with, what was his name, Navarro?
It was Juan Foyth until Juan Foyth got injured, which was a huge blow for Villarreal. Obviously, yeah, in shock. Yeah. I mean, it's the story of his career, but he actually was defending Vinny well. Pau Navarro had, I think, one good defense to play on him, and then Vinny pretty much had the better of him for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think that like he did lose possession a few times, but I think he still looked more confident than he's looked this season, minus the Monaco game. I think that was his best. But it's an upwards trend, and I'm happy with that. The first goal was because of him. He still has that like relentlessness in him to chase the defender down and regain possession if he loses it. I've seen more defensive duties from him. His work rates have just been a little bit better. So yeah, overall, I'm not upset at his performance at all.
I liked him. I thought this kind of fell more in line to the better side of Vinicius. Obviously, the Monaco game was great from him. Early on, I think he was suffocated. There was a lot of opposite of that. There wasn't any space. I mean, Villarreal really suffocated the space early on. But I think towards the end of the first half, I felt he came alive a little bit. I would say that the first 35 minutes was difficult for him between Juan Foyth and Pau Navarro and the lack of space in that zone. But I think towards the end of the first half, he started to come alive a little bit, had some really, really genius moments in the box, and then an effort that just went wide. Second half, I thought he was pretty good. Pretty much started to win all those duels. You mentioned that he was the architect of the first goal. Maybe underrated, but the second goal, the penalty, really nice, just cut from the left side and drives this diagonal ball. I forget who it was to. Maybe Goulet. I'm not sure. I can't remember. No, our Goulet was off at that point. Maybe
Jude,
Gonzalo.
I think.
Okay, Jude.
I'm not sure.
We had some really great switches this game too, from Jude, from Arda, from Asensio. And I honestly can't wait till Trent comes back. I really am excited to see him in the fold here.
One thing that I want to say about Vinny that I think goes under the radar that people underestimate about him is how he impacts the game when, regardless of, like, let's say he takes on a defender and he doesn't get in behind. He pulls one, usually two. Opponents usually have two defenders on him at all time. And if he is able to work out of that pressure, there's huge openings in behind. And what I've noticed now, especially with Arbeloa, is our players are occupying more of that space in the box to then be able to distribute from Vinny. There's someone to pass back to always. There's one, two, if not three people in the box to be able to receive passes in behind. So I think that's regardless of if he has a goal or has an assist, I think that part of his game goes under the radar. Another thing I want to ask you is who gets dropped when Trent comes back?
Probably Camavinga.
Yes.
Or Goulet. It's one of those two.
Yeah.
From all accounts, it seems like Arbeloa pretty much values Fede Valverde in the same stratosphere as Vinicius, Mbappe, and Fede.
Yes.
Sorry. Vinicius, Mbappe, and Bellingham.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The quartet.
Yeah. So, but then when Tchouaméni's back, what happens? So let's say Tchouaméni takes Camavinga's spot. It has to be Goulet. It has to be them both dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mastantuono, I think, maintains his spot.
I mean, this is just an assumption. I also think these theoreticals of like when everyone is healthy is like such a pipe dream.
Right.
It's never going to happen where everyone's healthy. Like, the lineup almost always gets picked by default because people are just injured all the time. Yeah. But if like theoretically, I think it would just be Trent right back or Carvajal, let's be honest, which everyone is healthy. And then Tchouaméni, Fede, Bellingham, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And then if you had Rodrygo in form, this might be a silly question, to be fair, because Rodrygo on his day is probably miles better than Mastantuono currently. But they offer very different things.
Yes.
So I think it's maybe a rhetorical question because I think it would just be dependent on opponent. Because like fresh legs, Mastantuono, in like a Champions League match against PSG, for example, I think Rodrygo starting that game. But
I mean fresh legs, either of them, because
true.
I'm either way. Like if you get, let's say you get like 60 minutes of Mastantuono pressing the hell out of the left back, and then Rodrygo comes on with fresh legs against that left back, or vice versa. I'm okay with either of these guys off the bench.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good option to have. I also am just kind of glad Mastantuono has worked himself back in the fold because he just started his Real Madrid career so prominent. And then he just kind of fell off because he got the pubalgia thing, and then he came back. It was very slow. So I'm happy for him to be back in the fold here, honestly.
He dyed his hair, cut his hair, grew, it was brown. He shaved it, dyed it blonde, and now he's back.
I know you and I are on the same page on this. I on your behalf, but also because I believe in it. On the last podcast, I made the point like this is scientifically backed. Haircuts matter. Your form is directly related to your hair. That's it.
Yes, 100%. We've seen this not once, not twice. Once with Vinny is a fluke, okay? Twice with Vinny is like, okay, maybe it's a coincidence. 3 times with Vinny in preseason when he tries out these like funky different haircuts. No. And then every time he puts it back to how he usually has it, same thing with Mastantuono. You can't tell me that that's a coincidence. You can't tell me. No, because maybe he feels better with blonde hair and then he look good, feel good.
Exactly. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Facts.
And in the case of Mastantuono, it was all great until he dyed his hair.
Do you know what? I have something else to say. Mbappe had short hair. He had a buzz cut. He grew it out a little bit. He got better. He was more confident.
See, that's a detail I didn't realize.
You know what I'm saying? Who else?
Yeah. There's millions. Like Raul, literally, his decline started when he grew his hair out.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I thought Mbappe started kind of slow, making the wrong decisions on the ball, but obviously turned out very decisive. Ended up with 6 shots, 3 of them on target, 3 completed dribbles, couple goals, Panenka penalty. Man, did the camera was doing Brahim dirty all game. Man,
with
like
trophy.
I honestly felt like a Key and Peele skit where like first they had they were giving Pop Gay the
trophies.
Right, yeah, for the AFCON. And the camera pans to Brahim just like sadly clapping around. I'm getting a phone call from my phone. Does this, you hear it?
No.
Thank God. Okay. It would have messed the whole. And then the Panenka penalty, camera pans to Brahim. Like, guys, give him a break, man. He's already it's going to take him his whole life to recover from that incident. Leave him alone.
Stuart Robson, I will also mention, said before the penalty was even taken, I don't suppose Brahim will be taking this penalty. I don't know if you heard that, but he did say that.
I did hear that. I'm like, dude, can you just leave him alone? That's all I got to say.
Poor guy break.
Arda, I thought was very good.
Really good.
Tidy on the ball.
As well.
I still think like there was one corner in the first half where it was like he was a little bit scared to go in defensively on the 50-50. There are moments like that, but his pressing was very good.
Yep.
Looking at the long ball stats too, like kind of goes back to how good the switches were. Bellingham 6 of 6 long balls. Goulier 6 of 7. Asensio 5 of 7.
Crazy. Also,
Good vibes.
I want to say also that when Gigi came on, several times he was in Villarreal's box defending. So
yeah, that was interesting because I was keeping an eye on that because when he came in for Mastantuono, and I remember the inverse of that when Gigi started against Levante, and it was like it doesn't make sense that he's playing on the right wing, and then Mastantuono came on, I was like, that makes more sense. So I was like, okay, so I was monitoring this. Where's Gonzalo going to go? I think like the first couple plays, he was in the box up top with Goulier doing some more, having the width on the right. But then Gonzalo was like playing left back, center back. It's like, all right, got to give credit to him in the sense that he'll just do whatever is told of him.
Yeah.
That's like the Raul trait that I love. Like whatever you need, boss, I'm here for the club. So I respect it, but I would like to see Gigi just being fed crosses as well. That'd be cool.
I agree. I'm content. I'm happy. And I feel like I'm seeing lots of things in the chat actually that are saying that we all struggle against big teams. We'll struggle against big teams and big games. Whatever. I actually think the contrary. I think these games, Villarreal is a bad example because they don't necessarily have a crazy low block, to be honest. But I think that these are the grinders. Like these are the ones that you have to grind out. One thing about Monaco, besides whatever form they're in, is we had a little more space to be able to breathe. And I think that you play like I just think overall, regardless of like specific analysis, I think that these are the harder games than the bigger ones, in my opinion.
I mean, I see both points. I think it's completely fair to be skeptical of this Real Madrid and point out that there's going to be more difficult games on the schedule where the team will be tested. I completely agree with those people. I would also say, to your point, I mean, we haven't even looked good against bad teams. So these are baby steps. Like, okay, like you're starting to play better. And like Monaco, if they threw Monaco at us, you know, let's say 3 weeks ago, like towards the end of Xabi Alonso era, I don't think we're winning that game 6-1 that comfortably.
I don't think we're winning that game.
So you got to give credit to like, okay, they're doing the job that's put in front of them. You have to give credit to that and acknowledge that. And then baby step it. And then, no, like if we played PSG or Arsenal or Bayern tomorrow, I think we would lose. I think it would, and it might even look ugly. But I would say like this team is well equipped right now to win the league this year. You can't convince me that. I honestly, even given these circumstances where the coach was fired midway through and everything is rock bottom, I still think at this point it would actually be inexcusable to throw the league. Like you have to win the league. Champions League, I would understand, even with this Real Madrid DNA, the historical ability to win when it's unlikely. But I would understand not winning the Champions League. But winning the league, even under these circumstances this year, I think it needs to be done because this Barca team is not that good.
Yeah, I agree. And we are like, it's not like we were ever points and points and points behind. Like it's within our reach. So there's no reason why we shouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. All right. I think we got through. I mean, we blitzed through. We went through a pretty fast pace here. Let's look at the more kind of some of these numbers. So our XG tonight, 1.6. We limited, I mean, this is the other thing. Our defense held up. Courtois did not have much to do today, which felt nice.
For once, yeah.
The one big chance we conceded was this one in the second half. Gerard Moreno, 61st minute in the set piece. That was when he was wide open. We dodged a bullet there. And it was, I remember Pop Gay, he set a screen around here, basically talking about, I'm using basketball lingo now. He put a screen here. I think it was on Arda or Carreras, I can't remember. And Moreno peels off and gets a wide open shot and skies it. We got lucky there. And we didn't have that many clear-cut chances, but we had a pretty good volume of chances.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see them peppered through. Mbappe's chance, apparently just a very low XG, the goal he scored. But I guess it was because of the angle and the amount of people kind of around him. But he converted it right through the goalie's legs.
Love it. Cheeky.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I always like to check this, the attacking momentum. Where is it? So you can see Real Madrid pretty much had the flow of the play for the majority of this game. Villarreal did not do much. So it goes back to saying it like just a professional win, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy with it. 3 points, what we needed. This was the test. And 3 wins in a row, all under Arbeloa. I think it's a good start.
Yeah, for sure. Did you see, Leah? I don't know if you saw in the 60. Let me check what minute it was. 64th minute. I looked up on my laptop on moji-mates.com.
I was like, what happened in the 64th minute?
61st minute, I decided to check moji-mates.com to see what they had. I just ordered this one for myself. They got Raul and Cristiano, 2 of my favorite players, probably my 2 favorite 7s in club history. They got so many hoodies, so much swag. Gonzalo Garcia, Franco Mastantuono is here, Alfredo Di Stefano is here, Zinedine Zidane is here, and everyone in between. Go to moji-mates.com. Use code MM15 for 15% off if you're a Managing Madrid podcast listener. Moji-mates.com. Use code MM15. Super chats?
Super chats.
Super chats. All right. Guys, if you have a super chat, send them in. We do a super chat segment to end the podcast. First one is from Alberto Bitar, who says, who gets dropped when Trent comes back? Oh, we answered this probably before that super chat comes in. Let's just answer it just in case Alberto tuned in after.
I would say Arda and probably Camavinga.
Yeah. So we basically said, Alberto, we came to the conclusion that, I mean, Arbeloa sees Fede as one of the undroppables along with Vinny and Mbappe and Bellingham. And so, and given that Tchouaméni is the primary DM, that basically leaves one position for either Camavinga or Goulier once Trent goes. Or actually, it might even bench both if once Trent goes to right back.
Mm-hmm.
But we also said that no one's ever healthy all the time. So we'll see. Migs88 says, needed better execution in the final third today, but a solid win. I'm really liking Housen pushing up into the midfield to intercept passes that slip through the first line of our press. Carreras is such an important signing for us.
Period.
I think Carreras is just an intelligent defender. And he's strong on the ball. He's comfortable under pressure. I really like what I've seen from him.
Yeah, agreed.
And I agree on Housen too. The last couple of games, he's been stepping up, timing his step-ups really well. He was aggressive with his counter-pressing. He was dropping his shoulder. I think sometimes still forces verticality as he did once today. But Housen is another one that we can see the potential.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a rough season for him overall. But
I also think for new young players that are developing that have potential, it's really important who they work under.
Yeah.
Like it's like Vinny and Ancelotti, honestly. Like you work under, and I'm not saying that Xabi Alonso was shitty, but like a manager that you don't gel with or that doesn't like try to get the best out of you, that's like your career plateaus until you have a manager that will like hone your skills, basically.
We're in the honeymoon period for Arbeloa right now.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell?
but having said that, I've been impressed with Arbeloa. I like it.
Same.
I like it. Dr. Essa Hariri says Stewart bullied Brahim, saying they're not giving him the penalty.
Stewart is anyway. Cut that out.
I'd love to just sit and have a debate. I just love to sit beside him and co-commentate with him.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be great ratings.
It would be.
Migs also says, if Arbeloa keeps this going, do we really need a Zizou, Mourinho, etc. to come in at the end of the season? Still plenty to polish and still missing player profiles. But I'm pleasantly surprised so far with Arbeloa ball.
You have to remember one thing, that Zidane was an Arbeloa. Minus the career, I suppose. But from a coaching perspective, Zidane was Arbeloa in the same position.
Right.
So.
This goes back to drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yes, correct.
Just the parallels to 2016 are uncanny.
Yeah.
Ancelotti gets sacked the season before. New coach comes in last half a season. A Castilla coach gets promoted. Everyone drink the Kool-Aid.
So what you're saying is we're doing another three-peat. Okay.
Everyone take a sip of your Kool-Aid right now. If you're driving, pull over.
And drink it.
And drink your Kool-Aid. Hi Chief says, the Panenka. Mbappe, do you have a heart?
The answer is maybe. The goalkeeper was also like talking a lot of shit. So I'm happy that he Panenka.
Esa Hariri, more Kool-Aid, says, I'm smelling the 16th Champions League with this team and intensity.
This is what I'm saying. It's like so Real Madrid coded to like be in the trenches, be so shit, have a trillion injuries, a coach gets sacked, and then win the Champions League in the same year. It's Real Madrid coded to its core. So
this clip is what you just said. It's going to age really well or really bad.
Facts.
Either way, it's an all-timer clip. Someone should clip it. Last one, and then we're out of here, guys. Adnaesthetics says, hey, Kiyan, once Trent is back, Arda Güler has to be a regular. Playing Fede Valverde over him makes the team worse in midfield. Tough decisions are needed. To be honest, I'm kind of basing this on Arbeloa's and how much he values Fede. And to be fair, I mean, like, it was like 2 seasons ago, we said Fede was, I mean, even last year he was amazing. Like, he's one of the best midfielders in the world. So I completely agree with the logic that he should be undroppable because he's an incredible two-way presence. But your point is about like could it be a matchup thing, you know, depending on the matchup and the situation. Again, I just feel like we're so far away from having everyone healthy and available every game that this conversation almost becomes irrelevant anyway. But one more at the buzzer. Migs says, "Yep, we're 15 Champions League deep in the Kool-Aid."
That's why we can.
I mean, if anyone is allowed to drink Kool-Aid, it's us.
Yeah.
To be fair.
We experienced 2022 of 2014 also, but 2022, that Champions League run was like crazy. So we had Kool-Aid that whole season. So drink some of the same.
Movistar had posted a clip after the game that Mbappe, after his penalty, went to Brahim and was like, that one's for you.
Aw, really? That's still kind of cheeky, to be fair. Because that could be like, I got you, buddy. But it could also be like, that's how you take a Panenka.
It seems more sweet to me. What?
Yeah, I think it like is meant to be cute, but completely cheeky.
More Kool-Aid. The vibes are back.
Friendship FC is back. It really is. This is what I'm saying. This is what I said on the other day, Friday, whatever day. I don't know. On the Zoom, is that Arbeloa, I think, came in like Xabi Alonso came in. I was gonna say Xabi Ancelotti. Xabi Alonso came in, I think, with the idea of like being able to manage the dressing room and like set boundaries, and which I think are all fair things to do as like a leader or like a person of authority. I just think what he maybe didn't fully comprehend in that situation is who he was managing and the egos in the dressing room. And some of these players, like, you just, you know, Kylian Mbappe is the best player in the world. Like, players like this, you don't necessarily, you manage differently.
Right.
But Arbeloa has now come in as like one of the boys. And I don't know if you guys saw, I know Kiyan, I told you this the other day, but he posted an Instagram post that said, "We ride together, we die together."
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you told me this. Yeah.
Yeah, which is like, that's like one of the boys' vibes. And I think that that's kind of what, especially like when we were at rock bottom, that's what the dressing room needed to kind of fuel a little bit of like Friendship FC back to get the good vibes going, you know? And I think that he's more of that manager kind of guy. And I think that's what we need. I think that's what we thrive. And then once he has the dressing room bought into him, then he can start maybe implementing some different things here and there, and he'd have better buy-in from the players.
Well,
but I'm here for it.
I mean, it's interesting you bring that up because Lucas and I on the mailbag yesterday, someone had asked us about like this tactics versus man manager thing and how man at Real Madrid tactics don't matter and stuff. And obviously this is discussed to death. Everyone says this same thing. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's always been like, it's a false dichotomy. Like it's not one or the other. You do need both.
Correct.
But you can't implement tactics without managing the people, the human beings first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's where Xabi got it wrong. And I think in the case of Arbeloa so far, again, we're in a honeymoon. We could be humbled real quick. Mm-hmm. But so far, like he's emphasized that aspect of it. After seeing what what mistakes Xabi Alonso made. Are you laughing at the same thing I'm laughing at?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were wondering if anyone would notice. Good job, Zane. Zane, you noticed.
The camera's changed for some reason.
Yeah, the camera changed. That's why we were trying to cover it up at first, but the camera changed automatically. But then you can't implement the tactics without having the team bought in first.
Right.
But it's also like Arbeloa was not only managing Eagles. That's not all he's doing. Like he is implementing tactics. Like really interesting. Like Courtois was talking about after the game. Like we're pressing high up the pitch. We're tracking back like he wanted us to. Like, and I feel like now again, like this is where like the honeymoon stuff comes in. Mm-hmm. Because we did see a lot of those principles with Xabi too early on. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So again, we're just analyzing what we see so far. This is what it is.
Facts.
Awesome. This was a blast. For our members, Lucas is covering Madrid mornings, where every morning after the game, he puts out an episode for our members. That's over on patreon.com/Managing Madrid. That's where you'll also find the mailbag that just happened. Also, the monthly Zoom call that Leah was talking about earlier this week. That happened for members. Patreon.com/Managing Madrid. If you don't have Patreon in your country, or if you prefer, you can simply sign up on our YouTube memberships option as well. It's linked in the comments and the show notes. You can hit memberships on our YouTube channel on the YouTube memberships tab. And I think that's it. And then I'm off to Lisbon to watch some Benfica versus Real Madrid.
Ooh, that's fun. Lisbon's lovely.
Never been to...
It's lovely. Lisbon.
I've been to Lisbon, but I haven't been to the Benfica stadium.
Oh, also a nice stadium.
Yeah.
Very nice. That'll be a good one.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you, Leah.
Likewise.
Peace out.
Peace.